Ignorance of how one knows or thinks can leave one exposed to the influences of those who have the most malicious designs, because without realizing that one has given assent to the errors espoused by those who wish only to manipulate others to act according to their perverse and prevaricating dictates, with no concern for the ill effects on the one acting in that regard, the recipient may be inclined to believe and do things harmful to himself and others out of ignorance of what ought to be done. But such ignorance is not unavoidable, as it may be easily prevented if one is schooled in the proper operations necessary to making good judgments. We are each responsible for our actions, which come about as a result of our own judgments, and inasmuch as those judgments determine our thoughts, words, and deeds, we are accountable for them. That being so, whenever we must render an assessment about anything, it would behoove us to make the best judgment possible. Therefore, it would be to our advantage to know the means by which that may be done well, so that it benefits both ourselves and others. Within that context, the succeeding instructions are designed to aid in developing our ability to judge all things well. In the pursuit of that goal, it would be incumbent upon us to first understand what power in us performs this act, and just how it brings that about. Admittedly, the exploration of this topic may be to many of us, at our first attempt, perplexing and even somewhat intimidating. For some, it may seem dull and tedious due to the need for occasional repetition and the use of language to which we are unaccustomed. But such language and repetition is required to demonstrate the several applications of a single principle in a manner which would not lead to confusion. This is done in order to clarify its necessity to overall understanding, by which our perception of things may be strengthened in achieving a stability of comprehension, upon which our judgments may find their firmest footing. There has also been an attempt at an economy of words in order to avoid misunderstandings by fine-tuning our thoughts with the greatest of clarity about what is the foundation of all human knowledge. But just because something is communicated with clarity does not necessarily make it easy to comprehend. And what may make perseverance in this pursuit most difficult is that it is something to which we have no prior exposure, and therefore no prior knowledge of. If we have never before considered how we think, we may discover to our surprise that much of what we had previously taken for granted is not only lacking in substance, but perilous to continue any sort of fixation on or dependence upon at all.